Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting video. In today's video, we will talk about aircraft pushback and what does that have to do with your car's reverse gear. So let's get started with this video. So now everyone knows that when before takeoff and taxiing, the aircraft needs to be pushed back from the gate, and that is done by a special uh, card kind of a thing called a tug, which attaches to the nose wheel of the aircraft, latches itself to the gear pin place, and then pushes the aircraft into the gate. So now let us think about that same situation where an aircraft had a reverse gear and could automatically push back with just a flick of a switch. Yes, this existed and it still exists today, but it's not used so much nowadays because that aircraft is no longer in production and many airports have banned it. Okay, I'll give you a clue which was this aircraft. It had three engines, all rear mounted engines. It had a T-tail design. It had a very common look to the 737. In fact, it gave its structure the backbone for the 737. Got it? Yes, it's the 727. So we'll be talking about that aircraft today. Now, so without wasting any time, we'll talk about it. Now, when you put your car to the reverse gear in a manual gear, you do like this and you put it back to the reverse position. In automatic, you just press a button and then put it to drive reverse neutral. But now let's think of that same situation. We are sitting in the 727 cockpit. There are no pushback tugs around. What do we do now? Now the pilots are thinking the pushback tug will come take another hour or so to come. So what shall we do? And then a marvelous idea strikes when one of these passengers, one thing called use the reverse thrust system. He screams like anything. That person knows that he is flying in a 727 and that aircraft can do it. He immediately runs to the cockpit. Just imagine this situation. He runs to the cockpit, he slams open the cockpit door and then gives an idea to the pilot. Hey guys, why don't you use the reverse thrust system, man? That will work out just fine. We can also save a lot of time and push back charges. Then the pilot think, oh yeah, this guy might be right. So let's try that. Everyone fastens their seat belts. The pilot is all ready to use the reverse thrust system. He pulls back on his throttles, pulls back on the reverse thrust, aircraft screams like anything, the reverse thrust bucket comes out. I'll tell you what is more that reverse thrust bucket later. That reverse thrust bucket comes out and the aircraft automatically starts moving backwards. Now they need to turn it. Now here comes another problem in that. In a car, what we do is if we turn the wheel to the left, the car turn to the right, of course, but this is not the case in the aircraft. So if we have to turn left, we need to put the wheel to the left. That may be a problem for the pilots who are used to driving cars, because in the car, I told you what we'll do like this obviously comes back. In the aircraft, that's a big problem. So that's when what they had to do was they switch on the reverse thrust system. When they're going back, they needed to turn left. They actually needed to turn their wheel to the left. In this case, the aircraft would turn like this, not like this. Okay, you're getting it. That's great. So now we have pushed back from the gate, and now we need to go, yeah, to the runway. Now let me tell you about that bucket thing I told you about earlier. Now, if you have you flown on a 737-200, this is a very good question for you, especially the 200 variant. Now, if you have flown that variant, tell me in the comment section below. And if you were very lucky enough to sit near the rear part of the engine where all the jet blast comes, more about jet blast in another video, you may see that something like a two handles and a curved thing come and latch together. Yeah, that is the reverse system. It was common in those olden day aircraft, but now they are replaced by more this one, like a reverse door opens like either like this or simply the engine cowling comes back. Okay, so now that the reverse thrust system could also be used as a reverse gear in those aircrafts back in the day. Now see, because when this 727 was being in production, it did not have all these fancy new brand new type of engines. but it had these old engines, three engines, and obviously two of them were great enough to push the aircraft back. Now compare that to the 737-200, which cannot push back on its own, even with that thrust bucket reverse thrust engine. I'll tell you why in a few more minutes. Okay, now coming to that bucket thing, it now when obviously airflow will be coming in all the directions of the aircraft. Now what this reverse thrust bucketer had to do when the aircraft is touching down, all the wing will be coming towards the aircraft from the nose. Okay, obviously it will break the speed down, but even to break the speed even more, a reverse thrust could be used, and those buckets would come up like this. So that would reduce the speed dramatically. But now in this case, this could be used as a reverse gear. Now I'll tell you how. I told you wind will be flowing in all directions of the aircraft. Now that reverse thrust bucket had had a very, you can call it a superpower in my language. It had a very good thing to actually direct the airflow towards the forward of the aircraft, thereby pushing the aircraft backward. As all of us know, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So, yeah, it, it was like that. Now, coming to the 737-200 case. Now, on the 727, all the engines were mounted on the rear part of the aircraft. So, yeah, there could be more thrust kind of a thing. Now in the 737, I'll tell you. It's obviously a low wing mounted engine, and even if you have flown a 767-200, even if you are my height, 5 feet, you can simply even turn the fan blades. In fact, you can even get into the engine. That's no big deal. Hey, do not do like that. I'm just kidding, okay? But actually, if you are 5 feet or more than 5 feet, you can reach the engine. So, yeah, I'll tell you one more thing. Now coming to the 737 case. Now the rear mounted engines also had an effect on the airflow because rear mounted has more air coming towards it than the obviously low wing mounted engines, because those airflow actually was coming like this. The reverse bucket even could push it back like this, so the aircraft would push back. But in the 737-200 that wasn't the case, because those low mounted engines could not even direct the airflow around the aircraft as much as those rear mounted engines. So you know which aircraft had the reverse gear. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment, and obviously don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I have even told you a recent news that another subscriber has increased, so now it's not 10 or 11 or 12, it's 13. Actually, I want to tell you another fact. My YouTube channel has 145 views. Just 5 more views makes it 150 views. So I hope I get those views. And to all my subscribers out there, thank you very much. And especially to the 13th one, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel.